Joining us now in studio is Haines City City Manager Deric Feacher to give us an update in the 411 on what is happening in city business spotlight.
Yes, excited to be here, Jane. Glad to represent the heart of Florida, the fastest growing community in Polk County.
It has to be a lot of work just to keep up with the growth that's happening. It seems that it's very busy there.
Definitely very busy. We've got probably about 53 single-family housing developments going on in our community. That's going to bring about an additional 10,000 people. So even though COVID-19 is here and the pandemic is here, developers, building is still taking place in our community.
So we're talking about residential building, and a lot of that is affordable housing, which our entire county, our entire nation needs extensively. Talk to me a little bit on the city website. It says that Haines City is the business-friendly city. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yes, our goal is to find a way of how do we get the yes. Now, do we always get the yes? Probably not. Or do we still have work to do in regards to developing staff to make sure that's a reality? We're very business friendly. We want to make sure that when people come through our doors that they realize that they have the opportunity to not only get into a nice home, but to live, work, play, learn, and raise a family. Everything you could think of having in a community, we want there. And that's why we've been working very hard and still working hard, trying to find ways to be customer oriented with developers, but not only developers, but the visitors that come to our area.
Wonderful. Well, you know, today's show, we really dove deep into infrastructure and roadways. As city manager in Haines City, definitely, if not the fastest growing community, has to be one of the fastest growing communities in all of Polk County, if not the region. I am floored at the growth that's going on there. How does infrastructure impact that growth for you?
Infrastructure is extremely important because if we don't have the things in the ground, the utilities in the ground, nor do we have the right roads for transportation, we can't be as successful as we want to be in working with individuals through the EDC like Cindy Janamasa, working with staff members in development services and developers. How do we put the infrastructure in the ground to make sure that people that are already here have great infrastructure and people that are coming, it provides what they need. And not only the infrastructure that you can see, but what you can't see that deals with broadband, fiber in the ground to make sure technology and the economy continues to grow. So there's many facets to just what people may see as we need more roads. It goes way beyond that.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. You know, we hear a lot about 5G and the importance of 5G and some of the really, the infrastructure work that's going into 5G is every bit as important as our roadways for our future projects.
Definitely, and not only our future projects, but even right now, as we go through this pandemic of COVID-19, there are many individuals who in the school system did not have access to internet and communities, and some of our communities in Haines City, our historic Oakland community, the African American community, our Hispanic populations that are over by Eastside Elementary. We've been putting things in place to help to make sure those students have access to high-speed internet. And so not only for the new companies coming in or the new residents, but what we're doing right now is also a benefit where you talk about being able to have access to high-speed internet.
And there's a lot of talk about smart cities, and for our viewers who may not be familiar with the smart cities concept, this falls right in line with working toward the smart city concept.
That is correct. Brian Ross, who's our Chief Information Officer, continues to go to conferences. Before COVID, he was traveling, but now doing a lot of virtual conferences and training staff on the importance of smart cities and how that can intertwine and connect everyone, that you have connectivity between the law enforcement, education, local government, utilities, and private developers.
So as you prepare your city for future projects, can you share what some of those future projects might look like?
Yes, we as an organization, we have been really focusing prior to I arrived there 2.5 years ago, really residential. Now we're trying to bring in more industrial and more commercial. So we're doing a lot of things in recruiting people. Carvana, a major development, is probably going to open soon in our area. The Feltram Place development downtown, a redevelopment of a large part of our downtown core that will consist of residential, retail, an office with the potential for a parking garage. So that's something we've just last Thursday and our commission meeting, we annexed a large swath of land that will take our city limits from the hospital all the way to the Dodge Chrysler dealership at Posner Park. So Haines City's borders are expanding to bring in more residential and more commercial. So you're going to see US 27 from 544 all the way to I-4 really start to spruce up with some commercial development that the citizens of Haines City and East Polk County have really been looking for many, many years.
And that's very exciting. You know, one of the catchphrases that I see on the website quite a bit is Haines City Forward. And you're saying 2.5 years, and the difference in Haines City in just the past 2.5 years has been tremendous with respect to growth, with respect to really looking at infrastructure, the smart city concept. It seems like things are moving very quickly that have been in place and moving at this point forward for a minute.
Definitely, and I think that goes to building the relationships to move the agendas forward. Our elected officials are truly dedicated to transforming the very fabric of Haines City and making it a place where people want to be, and those that are visiting eventually find themselves coming back to it. But we don't want to lose that small community charm, but we do want to have the ability to have the amenities that every other city has. And our elected officials have been dedicated, and that's been one of their mantras of, Deric, how do we keep moving the football down the field? And training the staff and getting them on board with our concept of how do we get to yes? How do we create an environment where every resident, regardless if they are a baby or a senior, have something that they can tap into and experience in Haines City? And we continue to work to do that. I want a person to be able to go and get a college degree, get, if they want to get certification or get trainings, or just have a quality job that pays the bills and affordable housing that they can qualify for and that they can live a very good life.
Well, this is exciting, and I love this little piece of the Business 411 where we really get to look at a city and see what's happening there. The Northeast Polk area is growing at such a rapid speed, and to know that things are moving forward with equal quality and equal speed in Haines City is very encouraging. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm very pleased. Hopefully people will connect to us on our social media pages, our Facebook page, our website, HainesCity.com. If you really want to know what's going on, connect to the City Manager's Report, Haines City Now, by emailing or going on our website, www.HainesCity.com. And you can actually sign up, and each month we'll send you information on what's happening in the heart of Florida, the fastest growing community in Polk County, the place where you want to be.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Deric. This was so informative. And thank you for joining us on Heart of Florida Business 411.